What's going on, everybody? Happy Halloween to you guys. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day out there. Hope you guys get a lot of candy tonight. What's up, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream. So we got ourselves, unfortunately, yet again, another severe weather event that we are watching because, well, looks like Mother Nature isn't really liking us right now. But anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome back here to another live stream. So we did do some coverage yesterday on the event, both nighttime and during day coverage. Like I said, now we just got to talk about this next upcoming system here. But anyways, let's see who we got here today. We have Peachy, we have Jacob, GR, we have ourselves Tabletop, we have Azin, let's see here, Anna, Christian, Jacob. I think I might have already said Jacob, but Jacob's here. Meow Mix. Let's see here. And, of course, everybody else who is not chatting but still is here. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So we do got ourselves another event that we are looking out here for. This one's actually going to be a weekend event, so at least it's not, like, during a work week. We take a look here over at the SPC, first of all. So we have today's risk. We're just going to get that over with real quickly. We're just going to talk about, like, today's risk and stuff. Also, we're going to turn on our town names here so we can kind of see what's going on. Did they remove today's risk? They might actually remove today's risk. They sure did. They actually did. Here, let's hop you guys over here to main Storm Prediction Center view here real quickly. So this right here is today's outlook. So we do have no more severe weather expected for today, so there's no creepy Halloween storms going on tonight. Nothing severe anyways. A little bit of storm activity, though, still possible down in the south here. Definitely will be watching out there for that. And also some out there towards the upper northwest here, towards like Idaho, maybe southwestern Montana, a little bit up there towards even. What's really interesting is this is up towards like upper Michigan, and this is actually where we're seeing winter weather, which is pretty interesting. So maybe there could be some thunder snow possibly involved into this. We're going to take a quick little look here over to this other view here real quickly. We're going to pull up our radar again. So for upper Michigan right now, we are actively seeing, like I mentioned, we are actively seeing a little bit of winter weather going on. Actually was kicking off across Minnesota. I was actually watching the snowfall earlier on the cameras out there in Minneapolis. It was coming down pretty good. It's just too warm still for any accumulations or anything like that. So, you know, at this point in time, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's not going to be a big winter storm or anything, but just, you know, a little bit of winter weather out of it. But yeah, you can still see up there towards like the upper state of Michigan. We're going to hop back to SPC real quickly, and you can actually see that area has a thunderstorm risk. Potential out there for, you know, some thunderstorms included. So we'll have to see how that goes out. I mean, there could be some thunder snow and stuff like that up there. But anyways, let's see here. Happy Halloween, everybody. Obviously, welcome if you're just tuning in here. Kathy says, many of us in Florida have having phone and internet issues since this morning. Really? Luckily, I haven't had that problem. Knock on wood. Now that I say that, it's probably going to mess up. Knowing my luck. Just how it goes. Jason says, I'm too quiet. Am I too quiet, y'all? I mean, this is about as loud as my mic can get. I can't not turn it up anymore. Just turn up your volume if you haven't already. But then we work our way into tomorrow's risk. Now, actually, tomorrow we do have a little bit of a severe weather concern out here towards like southeastern New Mexico and like western Texas. Now, there's no tornado threat tomorrow, which is good news. Definitely thankful for that. Just a little bit of a damaging wind concern and a little bit of hail. So for tomorrow, we do have that possibility of seeing some damaging wind gusts, potentially in the realm of like 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, potentially a little bit higher in some rare cases, in which also we could see some hail possibly up to like quarter size as well. We take a look here at the latest HRRR run. Obviously, we're still continuing with those thunderstorms throughout tonight. Once again, nothing severe expected anymore today. So that's definitely good news that that event is over with. But then you can see here, as we work our way into basically here for late tomorrow, it does look like we are seeing a bunch of little cells possibly popping up out here towards like western Texas. And like I said, we do have that marginal risk here for tomorrow, that level 1 severe weather, set up here. So we're going to have to look out for that. And once again, no tornadoes expected tomorrow. Like I said, this is just a little marginal. We do have another, like I said, Saturday and Sunday are the days we got to really look out for. But this one here is just a little marginal risk here. But, a little bit of gusty winds, a little bit of hail is possible out of this here. Nothing super, super crazy out of that event. But then you can kind of see how it develops into maybe something a little bit more than just a few little pop-up cells. And as we work our way into basically Saturday, I mean, you can kind of see this line that develops out there towards like, western Texas, like central western Oklahoma, Kansas. That could be something to watch out for. And a matter of fact, if we hop on back to the SPC here real quickly, which we're going to do now, overall, we actually do have a severe weather threat here also for Saturday. Now, Saturday's risk actually pushes all the way up into, like western Kansas here. So that's a possibility. Also, like eastern portions of Colorado, central and western, Oklahoma, central western Texas as well. And of course, we do have a little bit of a sliver here in eastern, eastern portions of New Mexico. So that is a possibility out there. Now, then, of course, here's the thing. Here's where things get a little bit more crazy. So then we hop our way into day 4. They actually have a day 5 risk now. What? I did not know they added that. So for Monday now. Anyways, but yeah, Sunday here we do have that risk out there towards like north central Texas, portions of central western Oklahoma, going up into Kansas and Nebraska. But then you see how we have another risk here for Monday, which carries eastward, possibly into like western Missouri, like western Arkansas, potentially, towards Dallas, some of those regions out there. We're going to pull up our mid-range model here. I do want to take a peek at that, like our NAM. I wonder how far that goes out here, but definitely could be something to look out there for. As like I said, we have another setup coming in play here, as we are seeing yet again another system. We're going to have to use long-range, the GFS at this point, because this is still a couple days away. It's not super far out, but it's far enough where we do need long-range model support. So you can kind of see, obviously, this was the remains of what we just had, so all that's just going to kind of go away. And then what's going to happen is all of that remaining instability that we have available to us from this event, it's going to kind of recycle. It's going to pull back down to the south and then start to pull up and start to advect north again, like how we saw in the overall view from yesterday's severe weather event. That'll continue to northerly move here and, advect northerly. In which, we'll have another setup here for severe weather. This is for Monday here. Potentially another pretty good cold front coming through late Monday. taking a look at the lower level winds here, we have yet again another pretty strong lower level jet stream of around maybe 40, 50 knots or so. Definitely is still pretty strong. I mean, lower level jet there is in place for that event too. We have a somewhat of amount of instability. Now remember, these long range models, they don't pick up on instability as well as like the mid and short range models do. So this is kind of low end potential. Instability, but that'll probably go up, as we get closer to mid-range model support and stuff like that. Also, another thing I want to point out is like our dew points. We have a lot of rich moisture yet again coming back into the country here. Obviously we have this, we had this push with this cold front rolling through. That's going to cause things to stall down in the south. And then we're going to start to get more of that air pulling back up and set up for another low pressure system to develop and just push all that moisture back away. It looks like we're going to kind of be in this pattern here for a little bit here overall. So we're going to probably see multiple events like this for early November. Definitely looks very, very possible. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted with that. We'll keep y'all up to date with everything and everything like that. But yeah, this next event here, going into Saturday, going into Sunday here, we'll have to see. Isaac, it's way too early to assume what risk level it's going to be. There's just a lot of information we don't know yet. We need to learn more about the events with the short and mid-range models once they come out. So it's still way too early to determine that. But we'll see what SPC ends up doing. I mean, right now, it's a 15% risk out there for Saturday and Sunday. Let's see. Sorry, Sunday and Monday. Well, we do have a slight risk for Saturday as well. So yeah, technically, but yeah. So we're gonna have to look out there for that. It seems like, honestly, Monday might be some of the worst of the event here. Let's see. Then of course we have late Sunday. You can see a pretty good pool of instability out here towards like I mentioned, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. It seems like some of it's capped out, though, which might have a little bit of a problem trying to convect. But overall, that is still, a good amount of instability still available to us with the lower level jet here in place of, maybe 30, 40 knots or so. So, we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. Do I think the setup could be bigger than in comparison to yesterday? It did not materialize very well tornado-wise. Yeah, sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you have these bust events where, even though the conditions are in place for crazy weather, it just sometimes doesn't happen. Yesterday we did have a lot of strong winds. The wind threat, I think, materialized pretty well. We did have a couple of wind gusts in the 70 and 80 realm that I've seen. So the winds definitely, I think, materialized in my opinion. However, tornadoes obviously didn't, and so, just sometimes nature does that. Even though everything lines up perfectly with the forecast and the models and everything like that, and observations, sometimes it just doesn't do it, and that just kind of comes down to the point where we don't know weather that well. We know it pretty good. We know the general grasp of weather, but we cannot. It's kind of hard to fine tune and kind of. Fully understand exactly what to expect. We can get a good idea what to expect, but there still is a bit of unknown with weather. But that's kind of why yesterday really didn't materialize. Is something prevented that from happening. We did have a couple tornado warnings, but nothing really, not that I looked at or not that I saw, really turned into anything super crazy, which I'm very thankful for. But regarding to your question, if this will be worse than the last storm. Obviously, we don't know, but it does look like it has a pretty good setup potential. Like I mentioned, once again, with some pretty strong lower-level jet stream activity between Sunday and Monday. We'll have to look out there for that overall. Let's see here. Jacob, dude, thank you so much, dude, for the $2 on Cashapp. Appreciate it, man. Saying, let's see here. What did you say for your note? Hold on, it's not let me pull it up here. Let's see here. Last dollar for you to get food or whatever. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Jacob. That's greatly appreciated, my friend. Thank you so much, man. That's really, really sweet of you. You definitely didn't have to do all that. So thank you, man. But yeah, so I mean, for Sunday and Monday, it definitely does look like we're gonna be in a pretty good setup. At least like I said, the lower level jet's pretty good in place. That's gonna really supply that lower level winds, which is very needed. For severe weather and like tornadoes and stuff like that. and like we mentioned, once again, long-range models ain't the best at determining instability. So the the instability is likely going to be higher than what this model is depicting. I just want to go ahead and point that out because, that happened with the last event too. I've seen most of the events we track, the GFS underperforms instability. Just want to point that out to you. But yeah, as we work our way into late Monday, some of the instability could even work its way up here towards the Midwest again. And we'll have to see. It doesn't seem like there's a lot, but once again, I'm not going to fully trust the GFS on that right now. Once again, because, it doesn't really handle instability that well. But just knowing that, there could be some storm activity potentially back up into the Midwest and maybe even upper Midwest. The upper Midwest could potentially see maybe some storm activity out of this. We'll have to see. Before Tuesday, it just kind of gets ripped apart. Tuesday, we kind of run out of instability according to GFS here, and it just kind of falls apart. But, like I mentioned, though, for late Sunday, here you can see a very good pool of instability, as well as moisture. We look at that, those dew point temperatures. We're talking maybe mid upper 60s in some spots. That's due to that upwelling that we have. I can't English today. That upwelling that we have, that northerly air advection, so that all of that moisture-filled air really rolling in here. Jason, man, thank you for the $5 super chat, saying still quiet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. On my end, it looks like it's fine, and everybody else was saying it's okay. So, I don't know. It's probably something on your end, but Jason, thank you, dude, for the 5, man. That's greatly appreciated. I'm going to leave a heart for that. Thank you, dude. Seriously, that means a lot to me. I appreciate the support, and yeah, it's I don't know if it's my end or it doesn't look like I said. My end shows the volume bar all the way up, and it shows it reading yellow, which is usually pretty good. I don't know. I wish I could help. There's really nothing I can do. I mean, it's already maximum volume, but anyways, Jason, thank you, man, for the 5. I appreciate that. Certainly didn't have to do that. But yeah, as we work our way into Sunday, we have that northerly air advection. All of that moisture really creeps its way back up from the Gulf back into the States here, which will yet again increase the humidity, increase those temperatures, increase those winds like we had similar to yesterday here overall. So that's that. Isaac, please don't mention other channels in here, dude. What is... There's no reason of saying that. But anyways, like I mentioned, we'll have to just, watch that. I mean, it seems like a pretty good setup. It really, really does. And of course, like I mentioned, we do have the lower level winds here in place. We have that lower level jet. We have that moisture component. We have that instability here. I mean, everything does seem to be pretty good in line here. Now, regarding the mode, it will likely be... it will likely be another type of setup, kind of comparing to yesterday, like a long line of storms, a QLCS we call it, a quasi-linear convective system. I know it's a big word, just a squall line, just a long line of storms there. But yeah, like I mentioned, that will be a possibility. So we'll definitely be monitoring this, and if, like I said, if it becomes something big, then we'll definitely need to look out for that. Let's see here. Sharon says the sound problem is real. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just not sure what I can do to fix it because it shows it already maximum for me. So I don't know. I'll look into it after my live stream today. Let's see here. How's Dallas Fort Worth looking Monday? So whenever it comes to it here, we're gonna pull up Monday's outlook, which I believe is day 5, right? Day 5. Let me sure on that. I'm pretty sure day 5. Yeah, day 5 is okay. Cool. So yeah, we do have a 15% risk out here for severe weather. We're gonna hop on back to the main program here, but we do have ourselves tabletop, dude. Thank you for the $2, man. I'll get to that here in a second. Dallas, we do have a 15% chance as of right now. Probability for severe weather for the Dallas region. Things could change, but as of right now, that does seem to be we're looking at. But tabletop, dude, thank you, man, for the $2. Saying, see the new blob GFS is showing low near North Carolina. The fact it's new is probably not going to be consistent. Here, let's take a quick look at it. I've been watching the models. We do have something in the tropics we're watching towards the Caribbean, which we'll probably get more onto in a little bit here. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. Honestly, that's like 200 hours out for one, and look at the previous model; it's not really there. I mean, just rain on the last or the previous model. I don't think it'll do anything. I mean, look how different those model runs are. First of all, the previous run doesn't even show that cold front in full effect as comparing to the latest model. The models are just so all over the place at this point in time. So this is just kind of in la la land. It's not really anywhere to be concerned about, honestly. I mean, if it magically became something to look out for, we'll let you know, but I wouldn't worry about it. Let's see here. Joshua says, I'm thinking around Wichita Falls, there will be an isolated supercells in the north part of North Oklahoma. We'll see QLCS. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's still a little early to be looking at the micro scale of things, the small picture. Right now, we're kind of focusing on the big picture of things because, we are still a couple days away. Once again, the event starts on Saturday. I mean, we do have that slight risk we'll go and bring back up for you guys. The event technically starts here on Saturday, which is day 3. You can actually see how we have that slight risk out there towards like Amarillo, towards like Lubbock, Midland, Texas, and then of course the big avocado here that we got. We got that marginal risk out there towards like western Kansas, western Oklahoma, portions out there towards like central western Texas, eastern portions of New Mexico, and like southeastern and eastern portions here of like Colorado. We do have that. Now, whenever it comes to the day 4, which, like I mentioned, here is for Sunday, we do have ourselves, like I mentioned, here we do have a slight risk out there for the south and central portion here of Nebraska, central Kansas, central western portions of Oklahoma, and then like north central Texas. That is there for Saturday. Then, of course, Sunday. Sorry, that's for Sunday. This is for Monday. In which Monday we have that threat for the Dallas Fort Worth area, Tyler, Texas. Waco, Texas, portions in like central eastern Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, western Arkansas, Fort Smith, western Missouri near Springfield, slightly south of Kansas City. But we're near that 15%, which Kansas City should watch out for it as well. But we'll see. Let's see here. No problem. Tabletop anytime. How do we get a membership gifted to us? So that's up to the viewers. The viewers, like I said, if somebody gifts memberships, then there's somebody's randomly selected to get it. That's how that works. Let's see here. Just crawling to the finish line. A race called Hurricane Season. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we have a little bit more activity. The Hurricane Center actually added another little area here. 10% chance of development. Pretty low. But we've got the main one down here in the Caribbean. Still kind of unsure of what's going to happen with it. I mean, the models, from what I've seen, some of them have it going, doing some funky stuff. I mean, some of them have it going near the Caribbean. Some of them have it tracking into the Gulf. We'll see. It's just a little early to tell, honestly. But as soon as we figure it out, as soon as we know where it's going to go and stuff like that, obviously we'll be talking a lot more about it. But for right now, it's nothing really to worry about. I think there was another risk up here. Yeah, in the North Atlantic. We got this little 20% risk area. Likely would be subtropical. Let's see here. Yeah, non-tropical low. There we go. Yep. So we'll see what happens there. How's Dallas Fort Worth looking for thunderstorms tonight? So we don't have any severe weather expected today anymore. Actually, SPC dropped today's severe weather risk. So we got no active areas here for severe weather. We do hop back to today's outlook here, though. We're going to bring you all over back to the Storm Prediction Center's page here. So this is today's risk. You can see we're just in a thunderstorm risk, which is just shot for a couple thunderstorms, nothing severe. And of course, we do have that other risk up in the Pacific Northwest towards like eastern portions of Oregon, like central, southern Idaho, southwestern portions of Montana, and like upper portion of Michigan, even potentially a little bit of thunderstorm activity down there. And of course, we have the big one, from Kentucky down to Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Dallas, Fort Worth area is not expecting any storms at all today. We've already got that cold front that rolled through, which kind of swept up all of the instability, preventing any more, storms in general. However, you said Mississippi as well. All of Mississippi's under the thunderstorm threat, so there is a possibility that we could get a couple thunderstorms in general today, but nothing severe is expected. Let's see here. Yeah, you too, Ben. Happy Halloween to y'all as well, of course. I feel like we've been looking at this for weeks. I agree. That system's been there kind of for a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I mean we're just keeping an eye on it. We're gonna hop back to the models here real quick. Let's go ahead and fit that back to screen. So, yeah, I mean the models they're just all over the place, dude. I mean seriously, you can see how the latest GFS shows some Fujiwara effect stuff going on over here, where we do get ourselves, maybe a tropical cyclone, going towards the Caribbean islands. Previous run before that shows it, but you can just see they're just all over the place still. And of course you got models like CMC, which, shows this thing going in a completely different direction, into the, in the Western Caribbean and eventually into the Gulf. Who knows? It's just a little early to talk tropics with this storm here. I mean, it's just, there's just so much uncertainty that really anything we talk about this system is just kind of useless because it changes every model run. So, we'll see. I mean, we'll keep an eye on it. Once again, if it does become something of concern, then we'll obviously look at it and we'll prep you guys accordingly. But right now, there's no reason for fear. No reason to worry about it. Let's see. It's windy in southern Michigan today. Gotcha. Let's see here. So, Samuel, on Tuesday, I don't think we have a risk for severe weather because Monday we got a risk potentially for Dallas as we have that cold front rolling through. You can see that instability that builds in the regional area. So we have that instability that comes in here. Once again, it's also associated with a fairly strong lower level jet stream. This will have a severe weather setup for you on Monday, but for Tuesday, that cold front's going to come through and stabilize the atmosphere, preventing any more severe weather for Tuesday. So there will not be severe weather on Tuesday. However, Monday, there is a shot. Let's see here. Tabletop, honestly, probably not. The odds are very unlikely for that. Matter of fact, there's only been a few times where the United States has been hit in November. The last time was Nicole, and previously before that was like back in the 1900s. I mean, it's actually very rare to have hurricanes hitting the mainland U.S. in November. Obviously, right now we're kind of on the bottom part of the ladder. We're getting towards the bottom part of the ladder on hurricane season. The waters are cooling. And just conditions are becoming less favorable for the tropics. But, we still have a little bit of juice, a little bit of time left. I mean, it's still possible we could get some more tropical activity. But I want to let you know that it is actually very rare for November to have landfalls. Let's see. When was Sandy again? 2012, I think. I don't know what month. Maybe August. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not a walking encyclopedia like some of these people can be. I'm not the best at remembering these past events unless they're like super significant. Especially the ones I've gone through. Those are the ones I really tend to remember. But, yeah. I think it was 2012 at some point, or 2013. You'll just have to look it up, honestly. Anyways, welcome back, Peachy. But yeah, so we're gonna keep an eye on it. Once again, Tuesday. I don't think we'll have any severe weather on Tuesday. Once again, it kind of the models kind of show the instability and stuff like that fading out here for Tuesday. You can see here as we approach into the morning of Tuesday, a lot of that instability is just completely out of the country, which is good. Now, previously though, you can see the night before for like Monday night, you can see that there will still be a pretty good amount of instability. So once again, I hate to say it, but we might even have another overnight event here, kind of similar to the last setup, but that does not mean it will play out exactly like last setup did. Matter of fact, every weather event is completely different than all of the others. There's really, there's always something different about a weather event. They're never perfectly identical, so keep that in mind. So just don't assume that it's not going to do anything because, like I said, I mean, even yesterday the environment was ready to do a lot of craziness, but it just nature decided not to. Sometimes it just happens that way. Then other times it happens. It's just weird, just really weird. Um, let's see here. But anyways, what's it for January 9th? That is way too far out to be forecasting. Yeah, anywhere in January or December or yeah, that's just too far to forecast. We can forecast fairly accurate within a week. Within a week. I mean, a week's kind of pushing it. Usually about 5 days. Like a work week is kind of as far as I like to forecast, anyways. Because at that point the models become so diverged, so dispersed, and just so different that it makes forecasting a real challenge. And it's the models they're just not good at that time period. Anything really past a week. Now there has been a couple of times where we have forecasted events, maybe 1 or 2 weeks out. And the reason that we do is because there is model consistency and model agreement between different model runs and different models themselves. And sometimes we can have the ability to forecast, but it's not always the case, that far out. But realistically speaking, about 5 days is about how far we can really forecast with at least decent accuracy. But anyways. Yeah, no problem, Jacob. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. Like I mentioned, just that's a little, a little far. Then you got climatology forecasting. That's more of like, not necessarily the individual weather events that could happen, but more of like the pattern we're in, where certain events could potentially take place. That's a little different. But what's up, Clint? Hope you're doing good, man. But yeah, so that's just kind of different in that aspect. But anyways, so we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Once again, a couple days worth of severe weather coming up here. We have that upwelling again of that moisture and that instability that builds in the country. Here for Saturday, we do have that slight risk across like western Texas, with a good amount of instability, a good 1,500 joules per kilogram of instability out here. Whenever it comes to the wind speeds, like the lower level jet stream, it doesn't seem to be anything super significant, maybe 20, 30 knots of lower level winds could be a possibility. We will see about tornado concerns. I don't think it's going to be that big of a tornado problem. We'll have to see, though. I mean, obviously, that could be changing, with the short and mid-range models once they come through, which actually we should have mid-range at this point. NAM here, shows maybe, by the time storms fire off here, maybe a 25, 30 knot lower level jet, which, isn't anything excessive, but it's something to look for. There's also other things that come into play, like storm base height and moisture and all kinds of stuff like that comes together. But I mean, we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to watch that. But then of course we have a much better setup here going into late Sunday. That lower level jet increases from like 25 to 30 knots the previous day to now like 40 and 50 knot potential. Which that's a pretty strong lower level jet stream. That definitely could support tornadoes just off that alone, but you can't just take that alone. Once again, still good amount of instability out there. Helicity seems fair. It does seem kind of fair. So who knows? We might actually have a tornado event probably on Sunday. It does seem quite possible. I was looking at soundings earlier to confirm that. Yeah, it definitely looks like a possibility. This weekend in West Texas, looking like a panic room weekend or a watch the storms from the window weekend. Gotcha. Yeah, no, Western Texas needs to keep an eye on it. Honestly, let's just grab a quick little sounding here. This is going to be for basically late Saturday. Once again, we do have that slight risk out there. Overall, yeah, the main thing I immediately see off the bat is like a damaging wind concern potential. With D Cape values nearly 1,000 joules. That is pretty strong downdraft potential, strong downdraft energy. Lower level winds ain't anything super significant, so I don't think we're gonna have like any like super crazy winds. Maybe 60, 70 mile an hour wind gusts. Kind of more of the lower spectrum, but still pretty good thunderstorms. I mean, moisture 60s, dew points pretty good supply of moisture. There's a little bit of veering, but honestly, I'm not super concerned about tornadoes in this case. More of just like gusty winds and maybe some hail. There could definitely be maybe some hail developing into that too. So hail and I think damaging winds is going to be probably the main concern for Saturday. And of course, going into Sunday, I think that could change potentially more towards the tornado threat for that into Sunday into Monday. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. What is PSD tornado? It's a PDS tornado, not PSD. PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation. My abbreviation is please don't scream. I've always used to say that. But yeah, no, it stands for particularly dangerous situation. If you ever hear PDS, that's what that stands for. But anyways, yeah, so we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Once again, we'll be watching this event over the next little bit. I mean, that's, I just wanted to hop on here for a little bit. I ain't going to stay for much longer here, guys, because, it's Halloween and stuff like that, and I got some things I got to do. But yeah, so like I mentioned, we'll continue giving you guys updates here on this event over the next couple of days. I wasn't planning on going live today, but I just decided to because we have several days worth of severe weather lined up. Tomorrow, we'll go live tomorrow for sure to cover, at least do an update. I don't know about coverage. We have a marginal. If tomorrow goes slight risk, we might do coverage. Because right now tomorrow is a marginal risk here. Which we'll hop back to SPC real quickly. So today we don't have anything left. So once again, no severe weather today. You guys are good. But tomorrow we have a little bit of a severe weather threat up in like western Texas. It doesn't seem like anything big. No tornado threat. If it stays marginal at just 5% wind and hail, there's going to be no reason to go live for this. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be needed. Unless there's a 2% tornado risk that gets issued, which I don't see happening right now. Either that or a slight risk is issued for either winds or hail. I might go live for it. I'm definitely going to plan to go live on Saturday for the slight risk here because I think that there could be maybe some weak tornado potential into that. We'll have to see. But I will 100% for sure be live on Sunday as well as Monday here as well because both of these days are going to really need the coverage here. But then, of course, Tuesday, that's when the instability runs out as we looked on the models, and that's when everything just kind of fades out. And then after that, it should be nothing crazy. But yeah, we got a couple days lined up here, y'all. So we'll be live probably Saturday, definitely Sunday and Monday. Tomorrow, as of now, it doesn't look like we'll be live for severe weather coverage per se. We'll be live for an update regardless, but we'll just see how things go. Okay? Alrighty, everybody. Once again, everybody, if you have any final questions before I roll off here, feel free to let us know in the chat. Once again, I appreciate y'all for being here. If you have not already, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. Most importantly, sharing this with your friends and your family. It'd be greatly appreciated, my friends. Once again, thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of your support. We have our Discord, everything like that there. In the description, you guys can check that out. We have some pretty cool stuff, including our merch link and everything like that there as well, if you guys wanted to check that out. Also in the pinned comment there as well is also a merchandise link and Nightbot. Perfect timing. Decided to throw that in the chat. But, all right, everybody, thank you so much for joining, you guys. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy Halloween to you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All righty, everybody. So the stream's going to head off here in 2 minutes. Go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. And all right, everybody, thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys here tomorrow. Peace out, my friends. Catch you then.